Morning. Morning, everyone. So, first off, welcome and thank you, everyone, for being here today at Codman Square Health Center for this 2018 Boston Tax Help Coalition launch. So it's my pleasure to be here. It's wonderful to have everyone here as well. So I'm Jason Andrade. I'm the tax site director for the two Well tax sites, which are House Health and obviously Codman Square Health Center. I have the fortunate privilege as well of also being the lead financial guide over at the Roxbury Center for Financial Empowerment, which is under the Mayor's Office for Financial Empowerment. So it's wonderful that everyone's here. So we'll get started. I'm gonna have the privilege of introducing the CEO of Codman Square Health Center, Sandra Carter. Thank you.
So Jason's saying he has the privilege of introducing me, but I just want to say Jason has been the rock of our program, and without him, all the work that happens at our tax clinic would not be possible. So we're honored and privileged that he is our site coordinator. He's done amazing work, so thank you so much, Jason. So thank you all for being here. We're happy to have you at the Codman Square Health Center, and as I mingle with folks, thank you and welcome to the Great Hall here. This is the official launch of our 2018 season. The Health Center has been part of the Boston Tax Help Coalition for over 17 years since it's actually started its work. We are one of the busiest sites in the city. We serve a very diverse group of taxpayers, not just providing free tax, but also asset building opportunities. Codman's mission is to serve as one of Boston's largest and most vulnerable communities with affordable, quality health care that cares for the whole person. We serve 23,000 patients. We open 7 days a week, and we're providing not only primary care, urgent care, and specialty service, but a host of other services. We feel there's great synergy between the work that's done at the health center as well as the work that's done at the tax clinic that provides services from January through April and returns millions of dollars to this community for our patients and our neighbors to improve their overall well-being. Today, I have the great pleasure of bringing back one of our favorite neighbors to Codman. Mayor Marty Walsh needs no introduction in this part of the neighborhood. He's a frequent and valued guest, a champion of the work that we do here. Re-elected for his second term, the mayor has been a lifelong advocate for working people and a champion of the diversity that we see at Codman every day. His vision for Boston is a city of equality and opportunity for all, and since taking office, he's worked tirelessly to create good jobs, great schools, safe streets, and affordable homes, while building a more responsive and representative and transparent city government. With his support, the Boston Tax Help Coalition has been really a real value and asset in returning millions of dollars to the folks who need it in our neighborhood. So please join me in welcoming Boston's 54th Mayor, Marty Walsh.
Thank you very much, Sandra. And I was talking to Sandra a minute ago, and I said every time I come to Codman Square, I spend a lot of time in this great hall for the Codman Square Neighborhood Council. When I was a state representative, this is part of my district, and when I talk to people and I say, where do you live? And they tell me, I'm like, oh, you were in my district once, and realizing they're in my district now as the mayor, but thank you, Sandra. And I also, Sandra just informed me earlier, Sunday we have a little football game that we're gonna be watching, and I'm a little superstitious, and she said a year ago, this week, we were in this hall together at an event, so that might be a good sign that we were here before the Patriots game. So if we win Sunday, it's because of Sandra and myself. So thank you. I want to thank just a bunch of people. Dan from the credit union is going to come up here in a few minutes and talk. I want to thank Dan. The credit union has been a tremendous partner. John Drew from ABCD, has been an incredible partner as well, and has done this work longer than most people in this room, and I want to thank John for that. I want to thank Mimi and the city's team for their great work. They've done some great stuff here too, so thank you all. I want to thank both Codman Square and Dotwell and the Dorchester House for their incredible work every single year here doing this stuff. We're joined by Anissa Rasabi George, City Councilor Anissa Rasabi George, who grew up not too far from here as well, so thank you, Councilor, for being here. Emily Shea from the Elderly Commissioner is here with us as well today. Thank you, Emily, and again, thanks for all the people who have been great partners here in the tax preparation coalition that we worked here. Codman Square plays a key role, certainly, in the tax campaign and asset building over the years. We wouldn't be able to do this work without them, and we wouldn't be able to do this work, quite honestly, with a lot of you in this room, our valued partners, and thank you for what you do every day. Today we launched the 17th tax season with the Boston Tax Help Coalition and our coalition partners. As we all know, this can be a difficult time of year, a stressful time of year when you're getting ready to do your taxes, not sure exactly what's going to happen the year before. But it also brings great rewards if people know how to take advantage of the right opportunities. And I think that's really what this is all about today, trying to encourage people to get in and file their taxes and help them with that tax preparation, realizing that there's probably a good chance that at the end of the day there's going to be something there for somebody to be able to have a little extra spending money in their pocket. And that's what the Boston Tax Help Coalition is here for, to help people. This tax season, we have 34 community-based tax sites, which will provide free tax prep and asset building for services all over our city. So something that we want to encourage people and help people with. We have hundreds of trained volunteers ready to help residents file their taxes, and in many different languages as well. So we're going to continue to expand. So we're not just hitting different nationalities, so people understand that importance. We especially want the people to understand the value of earned income tax credit. It's an opportunity to get great credit and refunds that people have worked hard for. This tax credit and child tax credit are powerful tools to help lift people out of poverty. And again, I was talking a little while ago to a bunch of different people here today about the opportunity for somebody to be able to get this tax, and it's almost like a savings account for people that they weren't expecting it, and it's there. I treat it that way, so I can't, so it's important that we look at that and we continue to help people. Renters who are, well, a couple things. We're also educating residents on the senior circuit tax break credit as part of our age-friendly plan. Renters and homeowners over 65 who qualify for this tax credit can get as much deserved money back in their pocket, and we're encouraging people that qualify to apply. Last year, to helping filing taxes, volunteers provided nearly 3,700 financial checkups, 2,200 credit advising sessions. That's a lot of people, and we'd like to get those numbers higher this year because we know there's a greater need than 2,200 people in the city of Boston that need that help. Overall, almost $27 million was returned directly back into the taxpayer's pocket. Most often than not, this money is spent locally when people go shopping and spending in their local business districts. So it's important that we do that, and we also help people not just fuel the economy, but help their family. This year, we're also launching Bank on Boston. It helps provide affordable banking access to residents. We're opening bank accounts at tax sites with our Bank On partners, including here at Codman Square. I want to thank Dan and his team at the Credit Union, City of Boston Credit Union, for working with the Office of Financial Empowerment to make this happen. It's just another connection that we're working. And again, I want to thank everyone that's here helping us today, our local organizations. I want to thank the nonprofits. I want to thank the volunteers, and I want to thank the IRS, who have been extremely helpful with this program and really encouraging us to try and do more and get more people engaged in this process, because it is important. I know we sometimes think about the IRS as somebody who wants to take our money, but this office here in Boston wants to give our money back. So thank you, and have a great day. Go Pats.
Thank you, Mayor Walsh. Very kind words. Really hit on all the points why we're here, to help the community and return that money. and build the economy as a result. So it's my pleasure now. I would like to introduce Dan Walsh. He was named the president of the City of Boston Credit Union in May 2017, but in that short time, he's been a huge asset to us, not only at the Office of Financial Empowerment, but the Boston Tax Help Coalition, and we're wonderful to have him as a partner. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to thank the mayor. I'd like to thank Mimi and Constance for the opportunity to participate today in kicking off the 2017 tax preparation season here at Codman Square. The City of Boston Credit Union has joined the mayor, the Office of Financial Empowerment, and the Mayor's Office of Urban Mechanics to develop and launch Bank on Boston, a program designed to provide safe, affordable, and non-predatory financial products to residents in Boston. There are an estimated 20,000 Boston households which have no bank or credit union account, and an additional estimated 51,000 which are considered underbanked. These households face high costs and may be subject to predatory practices, often using check cashing services. A typical check cashing location charges a 10% fee to cash a check. Now let's think about that. For a family earning $32,000 a year, the cost is potentially up to $2,400 annually just to cash checks. Bank on Boston is being developed to provide non-predatory services to our residents who need them. City of Boston Credit Union is a proud partner of the new Bank on Boston Coalition, including several other financial institutions: Eastern Bank, Santander, Bank of America, Boston Private Bank and Trust, Webster Bank, Brookline Bank, East Boston Savings Bank, the FDIC, the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, as well as several others. This program is dedicated to improving the financial stability of unbanked and underbanked residents in Boston by connecting them to safe and affordable accounts in banks and credit unions. As a part of Bank on Boston, City of Boston Credit Union is engaged to help provide banking access to taxpayers as part of the Boston Tax Coalition's 2018 tax season. Here in Codman Square, approximately 1,000 taxpayers are served throughout the tax season, of which there's approximately 20% that are unbanked. We will be working directly with financial guides here at Codman Square to pilot a remote account opening strategy. Taxpayers will be able to open accounts in real time, right before they get their tax return completed, enabling them to directly deposit their refund into a newly opened checking or savings account. City of Boston Credit Union, along with our fellow Bank on Boston Coalition financial institution partners, are honored to be a part of this program to improve the financial stability of the unbanked and underbanked residents here in Boston. A special thanks to Mayor Walsh, the Office of Financial Empowerment, and the Mayor's Office of Urban Mechanics for spearheading this most important initiative. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. We asked one of the taxpayers to share what it meant to get free tax preparation from the City of Boston. It's important that we hear from them directly. That being said, I want to please welcome Zara Laffey, as well as Mimi Churchinowicz, the director of the Boston Tax Help Coalition. Thank you.
My name is Zahra Lotfi. I'm a refugee from Afghanistan. I came to the United States in April 2016 and was resettled by RIAC, the Refugee and Immigrant Assistance Center. I came with my husband and family. We now have 2 children. I got my PhD from Shahid Beheshti University in Iran, and I'm seeking a fellowship here in the US. My husband works and is currently driving for Uber. Last year was the first year that my family was expected to file taxes with the IRS, and we were so fortunate to be working with Riak and met Rand, who is the Arabic ambassador. She told me about the Boston Tax Help Coalition, free tax preparation services, and helped me to understand our obligation. We got our taxes done at Urban Age, one of the coalition partner sites. We were so pleased to learn about the earned income tax credit, and then when we received the refundable credit, it made a significant difference in our return. We got back $5,000 from the IRS and were able to save some money for the new baby. I'm grateful to Rand, my ambassador, who introduced me to these amazing services with the Boston Tax Help Coalition. I was also able to work with Rand, who was my financial guide. She is helping me build my credit and help me obtain a secure credit card. I had no idea before I came to RIAC where to file my taxes and what the advantages are of having good credit are. I'm glad that Boston Tax Help Coalition supported my family and assisted us with free tax preparation and credit building services and saved me money as we welcomed my new baby Mitra. We are looking forward to filing our taxes again for this year. Thank you to the Tax Coalition and the Ambassador Program. We are building credit and saving money.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Mimi Turchinets, and I'm the director of the Boston Tax Help Coalition and the assistant deputy of the Office of Financial Empowerment. I did want to recognize a few people this morning. I wanted to recognize Constance Martin, who is the deputy of the Office of Financial Empowerment. Also wanted to recognize the IRS and Narissa Smith, who is our fearless leader, and Marlene Pogies. Jessica Doonan, who is the Chief of Staff of the Disability Commission for Mayor Walsh. Of course, thank you, Mayor, for being here. Boston Housing Authority, Rachel Goodman. RIAC is also here, the United Way, Gail Sokoloff, and Boston Private Bank and Trust, Ada Franquez. Thank you so much. I'm sure I missed some people. But they're really a lot of the key partners who don't have a speaking role today. I also just wanted to thank Sandra Cotterell and Codman Square Health Center, as well as Dorchester House. They have just been really incredible partners, both engaged in the Tax Coalition for 17 years as leaders in the field, leaders in the Community Health Center field, as well as innovators and strategic partners for us for the Tax Coalition. Also wanted to thank Jamila Puckerin, who's the site coordinator here at the Codman Square tax site. She's battles the taxpayers every day and really gets people maximizes their credits, and so thank you so much for all that you do. Thanks, Jamila. Just also wanted to give a shout out to the volunteers. Many people in this room do tax preparation, they're doing credit building, they're doing the financial checkup, really bringing back thousands and thousands of dollars for folks in the community, and we thank you for that. Also just wanted to tell people a little bit about some good news. I know that there's a lot of bad news going on nationally, and we can get disengaged from the good things going on, but just a couple of things to announce. In 2015, the state increased the state earned income credit from 15% to 23%, and so that's thousands more dollars for the community. Also, the governor is increasing an increase in the state EITC to 30%. That is something that we in the city have supported, and that Mayor Walsh has been a supporter of that legislation as well, so that there's a really good chance that that will go through this year, and that would be a big victory for the community. Also, the other thing that happened this year, which is really exciting, is that we were able to, through the help of legal services and the Children's Health Watch, do something to allow domestic violence victims to receive the state earned income credit based on their filing status. So this is a real victory also. It's going to mean additional money to folks. And Keith Chappelle from the Children's Health Watch is here. They've been a real leader in that front, and they have been just so amazing in providing that leadership. Just one other thing. So there are flyers here around the circuit breaker. I know the mayor told us about the circuit breaker for seniors. We have flyers for that. We have flyers in 7 languages and English here, because we do this with the ambassador program in 7 languages. So if you haven't started doing outreach in your communities, feel free to pick up flyers, and just, we'll have them at the door. And thank you so much, everybody, for being here. The next speaker is John Drew from Action for Boston Community Development. People know John as a tireless fighter for low-income families in Boston. He is the ABCD's president and CEO. He's been a national figure in the community action movement for more than 30 years. His leadership in the field has been informed both by his professional as well as his personal experience. John comes to us from Charlestown. He grew up in Charlestown when it was a really different neighborhood than it is now. He grew up in public housing. He's the son of a Head Start parent. He was engaged in ABCD since the 60s. As people know, ABCD is really the largest and the most effective community action agency really in the country, I would say. And between Sharon and John and folks there, they just provide amazing leadership for us in both the city as well as the region. He's helped to guide ABCD for many years. He's an adjunct faculty. I could go on and on and on about John, but I don't need to do that. So just thank you, John. Please come up. We really appreciate your leadership.
I usually don't have talking points to speeches because to me this is a revival meeting. We're kicking off. We're going to church. We're going to find all those people that work so hard but don't make a lot of money. And we at ABCD people every day, day in and day out. Up there, and Sharon, my deputy right there, and chief of operations. And since I was introduced to somebody from the 60s, you know I'm not 40 years old. But we're working with the credit union. We're talking about something here that's bigger than all of us. We're talking about $65 billion. It goes back to the households of 27 million people all over the country. That's the folks that work awful hard. Probably won't get much out of the new tax bill, except for one thing. But I know it. Senator Rubio put in there. I have to see it worked out with the IRS. I still could get my tables too, by the way. A refundable child credit. Real money, it's not a reduction. That'll come on top of EITC, I hope. We're going to push up the amount of money that folks who work hard can get back. And that'll kick in next year. But it's important, obviously, to get as many people in to file their return. See, the IRS is, I love it, really, except when you audit me. I really love you. But they don't have a way, when you send your tax return in, so they can compute your earned income tax credit or your tax. I think they can, but they don't. So you have to do it. You have to file. You have to go to the box and make sure you hit the right boxes. That's what it's all about. I've been doing this a long time. 1975, the first income tax credit. The volunteers and all make sure you leave nothing on the table when you fill out that return. Too many people have left it on the table, and too many preparers or do it themselves. And you got away. You really want a bonanza, you go back 3 years. So, and Mimi said, we're very grateful for the governor pushing that up. Got 50,000 households we're dealing with right now, 30,000 alone. The heating systems, horrible winter. We're trying our best, working with the mayor's super. Great. My favorite mayor of all time. All time. And I've been around all time. Favorite. And Marty's got his heart into it, as Mimi and everybody else. We worked as a coalition. And we'll have to stick together for a lot of reasons over this next 3 years. 1 year? I don't know. But right now, while we're going through this rather wonderful national scene with people doing all kinds of wonderful, crazy stuff, the government's got to run. The IRS has to be there. We have to be there for the folks. We will be there. It's important. 2 anecdotes. One, my doctor, he's very young. He's having his first baby, but he's a doctor. He's good. So I was talking to him about what I do, Dad. He said, you know, I feel bad. He said, I've got people calling me who were patients, but they don't have insurance, or they can't afford the copay. And they want me to give medical advice over the phone because they can't come in. If they come in, they don't have the money to come in. The copay, health insurance, something as vital as that. The more money we can help people get, the more they can pay their way and not be unhealthy. And the other is that I noticed that Mimi, you've probably seen it too, and others, some doctors have decided that during their practice during the day, they're going to make sure they get tax returns done at their office to make sure the earned income tax credit is not left on the table, all by themselves. They're doing this on their own. If we can spread this out, that you can be a brother and sister's keeper. I may have enough right now, I won't have it later. We can do miracles. In my time, from 75 on up, when we started the coalition, an expansion of this program, which is funded by Congress. Keep your eye on it. I don't think it's going to do anything. It's about the only fig leaf we got left down there. But we'll all stay in the fray. We'll continue every day to make sure that our families, our friends, our neighbors are not abandoned. So let's get as many, 100% in, 100%, everybody who's eligible. Is that a goal?
Yes.
And since I'm not running for elected office, I won't make any more speeches. But what's important is that you give me an opportunity to be up here with folks from the ABCD system along you, and I don't always get to talk to the press on something positive. Yesterday was my mobile van picking up people in Malden has been defunded, but trying to get it back. And the government may shut down next week. I may not shut down next week. We've got a government that's sort of like Venezuela. You never know when they're going to be open. But we always know that you're going to be there. And we're going to send you the tax returns. You're going to send it back. People are then going to go out and have a better life than they had before. What more can you do in life? Thank you.
Thank you, John, for such an impassioned speech. Really reiterate you know, the reason why the program is so successful, it's really because of the volunteers and the great people who come out every day and the great staff that are there every day helping prepare tax returns, speaking to individuals and helping them. So great point. Really important to highlight the volunteers and the great people part of it. But finally, it's my pleasure, right, to introduce Tony Stankiewicz, who's my boss here at Codman Square and the chief of staff here at Codman. Everyone knows who Tony is. He's been a great advocate for the program. I can't say enough how much I appreciate Anthony and all the people here at Codman that make it possible for us to do what we do. So thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. So I am responsible for closing remarks, and John, you're a hard act to follow. And I'm also in between you and the desserts in the back. So I will make this quick, but very heartfelt. You know, this is not a very easy program to run. It takes a lot of hands working hard, on the ground, committed year in and year out, with not often a lot of funding, right? But from starting with the mayor for the city, Sandra Cotterell, and our Reverend Garvin Warden, who's in the back of the room, who's the president of our board. This is one of our favorite partnerships and programs that we do every year, and it makes a difference. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Michelle Nadeau, the CEO from Dot House Health Partnership. The two of us over the years have returned over $30 million into this community. So it makes a difference. And that goes with Mimi, Constance, the Boston Tax Help Coalition, Jason, Jamila, 3 days a week on the ground, working with our community. 93% of our patients at Codman are 200% below the federal poverty level. So when we're able to offer a program like this to our patients, to our community, it really does make a difference. So for all of you that are involved on a day-to-day basis in making this happen, there are real benefits and results here. So I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank everyone for coming today. I'm excited about this tax season and the returns that we're going to be able to provide to our patients and our community. And I think now it's time for some refreshments in the back. So enjoy. Thank you very much.